How's it going, everyone? Today we will be doing a review of the Player's Choice premium quality sleeves. These are the new versions that they've been coming out over the last maybe like year or so. They used to say superior quality, I believe. Player's Choice sleeves used to be the #1 sleeve amongst Yu-Gi-Oh players, and I don't think that they're probably the best sleeves nowadays, but it's definitely a good gloss option if you want a glossy sleeve, or if you just prefer gloss over matte. I'll go over the few negatives of these sleeves. I think a majority of people are going to want to know what the differences are between the old version and the new version. I don't know why they switched it, but I'm just going to kind of tell you my opinion and what some of the differences are. So right away, you probably can't really notice, but the card's on the back. So like if I put this card in the middle, it's really easy to tell where that card is. So some of the cards are not stamped out correctly, or however they develop sleeves. They're basically just, the cutting on it is not as clean, but at least it's smooth, so I'm not like slicing my skin open every time I shuffle my sleeves. But it's definitely not printed out correctly. And this is like the third one that I changed out. I just kept one in the deck so that way I could show you guys in this review. With only 5 extra sleeves in a 60 card pack, you're gonna be cutting it pretty close if I had 3 bad ones. So that's something to keep in mind. The only other negative, and I've only used this for like maybe a week now, and not like a whole lot of heavy use because this is a control deck, is every time I'm even doing test hands, I'm having to push the cards down a lot more. I know an issue that these sleeves had when they like first released was they were like super tight, and I've seen people talk about it. I've never experienced it myself, so I think they've changed it to where they're not super tight going in and out of the sleeve. It just kind of goes in just like how they used to. But I feel like there's a little bit more space than what there should be. I don't know if you can kind of tell on there. I'm having to push down the cards quite often, and that's not something that I always like want to be doing. So those two things are probably the main negatives for the new version of the sleeves. But the edges are still smooth. The corners haven't seemed to bend, at least on me, but my cards are just kind of not as secure in the sleeve itself, which is just kind of happen over time. But if this is a brand new pack, then it's something that I don't want to be happening right away. The shuffle feels great. I can even do like the Yu-Gi-Oh anime style shuffling. And then if you're trying to like just slide, it slides great because it's a gloss sleeve, and this is on a pad mat, so it's gonna slide great regardless on cloth. So that's pretty nice. I have some Dragon Shield gloss classic white sleeves, and the main difference between these two, and I thought that this one was maybe superior to these Player Choice sleeves, but I think the only thing that these ones do better is they might last a little bit longer, because I've had these for 6 months and they still hold my cards super secure. The shuffling on it is definitely a little more like tough, but that's probably because they're just old sleeves. But you can definitely see some inconsistencies on here, but not nearly as much as these Player Choice sleeves have given me. So another thing between these two sleeves that you might be able to tell is I can see the Konami logo in the top left corner on the Dragon Shield sleeves, and on the Player's Choice sleeves, they're fully opaque to where I can't see anything. So that was always the one thing that I really liked about Player's Choice sleeves over any other white sleeves back in the day, was you never had to worry about seeing through the back by accident. The back of them don't leave a whole lot of smudging or anything, and they're probably the best sleeves to show off your rarity. But even now you can kind of see like my Solemn Strike is going to the front or to the top of the sleeve, and that's just me holding the deck. So it's just something to be aware of. I think if you're careful and just pay attention to what you're doing, you shouldn't have any issue. And then for like hand shuffling, it's definitely like really nice. I'm not the best at hand shuffling, but definitely gloss sleeves are going to be the smoothest for that. So to kind of sum up the rest of this review, I bought these on Amazon for $8. Dragon Shield sleeves are around the same price. If you're trying to choose between the two, I think both are good options. I would probably opt to buy these over the Dragon Shield gloss sleeves, purely just because I don't have to worry about getting called out at a tournament for having the Konami logo showing through. Even if these are printed a little bit more consistent, if I'm buying like 1 to 2 packs of these, I should have enough extra sleeves to take care of any sort of issues. But this has just been my experience. Other packs could have a lot of issues, and I've heard a lot of negative feedback on these sleeves in general. So to wrap this up, I would say that these are a good sleeve. I probably wouldn't want to use these at a local level just because after like 1 to 2 tournaments, they're probably going to be dead. This is like a brand new pack that I've only used like really like 1 to 2 matches and then a few test hands. And they are starting to like not shuffle as nicely. So only time will tell. Maybe I'll end up in the pinned comment. I'll maybe do like a quick update after I've used this a few more times and let you guys know how long they've lasted. But at least they're like pretty consistent across the top and they're not as terrible as I thought they would be. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.